so this is called Secret of NIMH, or if you have the movie version, Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of NIMH, and it's by Robert C. O'Brien, and it has a Newbery Medal, and it's a really good book. So Reagan is going to explain the plot line.
So the book is about mice, and it starts out in this, rats and mice, and it starts out in this one mice's home. Mouses. Yeah, home, and her son, Timothy or something like that, is super sick, and so she needs to find medicine for him so that he doesn't die. So she goes and finds medicine, right? Oh, no, she goes to this guy, and he's like, this guy who she gets her medicine from, and he's like, oh, well, we don't have, well, it's actually a rat. Anyway, he's like, well, we don't have medicine, but go to the Rats of NIMH, and they'll tell you, or they'll get medicine for you or something. Or, no, he gives them medicine, and then he says that their home has to be moved or something, right?
Yeah, because...
Well, because the tractor's coming.
Oh, the tractor! The
tractor's coming. Okay.
So the tractor...
So the tractor's gonna run over their house, because their house is like a cinder block.
It's a cinder block in the middle of like a field. So they're gonna plow the field, and their house is gonna be destroyed.
And so they have to go to the Rats of NIMH to ask them to move, and they're like, and they have to move their house. Then they have to help them, like, carry Timothy, because he's, like, super
like,
cold. So
lay in bed all day sick.
Yeah, and so they can't
can't even get up.
So since he can't get up, the person who gave them the medicine said he has to stay in bed for, like, 2 weeks, but the farmers are coming in a couple of days.
Because they came early, so they weren't planning for it.
Yeah, and so, because the frost happened, like, early or something like that, and so, well, they can't just... What they had done before was they just all moved out of their house while the plowing happened, and then they would move back in. But they can't this time because Timothy is so sick that he has to stay in bed. They can't move him. So they have to get help from these rats.
Who live in the rose bush.
Yeah. So it's about her going into there and getting help from them. They are actually scientific rats and mice. Or rats, they're just rats, right?
Yeah.
And they tell...
So they're like geniuses, and they have lights. And
and so they tell her how they got to be like that, and they're super smart, and so...
And there's a big story about how they,
So why do they help her?
Because her husband
Wait, should we tell that?
Yeah.
Okay, so her husband was one of the, like... lab rats? Because that's mice?
Yeah, rats.
They were mice, though, because she's a mouse. And they got married.
Oh, okay.
There were 2 mice.
Oh, yeah, there were 2 mice, and then the rest were...
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, because in the lab...
Mr. Ages.
Okay.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah!
Anyway, so they were super good friends with her husband, and they, like, helped him escape the lab and stuff like that.
And so he basically saved all of them from not dying because...
By the way, he helped them escape, not them.
I think their husband died.
Yeah, so he helped them, and then he he died. And so they were like, this is Mrs. Frisby. Her husband was amazing, so we're going to help her out.
Yeah, so then it's all epic and stuff.
And at the end,
she learns...
kind of,
because this one mouse was such good friend, it's this guy, what's his name again? Nicodemus. He's such good friends, he was such good friends with her husband that she learns so much about how great of a guy her husband actually was, and it's really sad because at the end, like, he's already dead, so she learns about how great he was, and
and there's more sad stuff in the end, but...
Yeah, we cried on this one too.
I didn't.
I did.
I did.
So, why not just watch the movie?
Because the movie's terrible! It's literally not even like the book at all.
It's like a magic crystal that solves all of our problems.
Yeah, and they have to, in the book, actually solve the problems, and it's not just like...
bad guy, right?
Oh yeah, and the bad guy in the movie is not the bad guy in the book, he's a good guy. So...
Wait,
in the bad guy, Nicodemus dies. And he's not supposed to die.
That's the end.
Anyways, the book is better than the movie.
It's way better.
Way better.
Like,
this is
hands down.
And it's got a lot of, like, good stuff in it. And stuff.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, they have to work together, and she has to do stuff that she's uncomfortable with, and the rats.
It's not just
have
throw
to-
crystal in the air and move your house by magic.
And there's not
It's
this
actually-
old guy who's like, oh, mystical. It's actually a guy that she talks to, and they're really good friends.
And she has to go talk to an owl, and that's really hard for her, but it's what she has to do to save Timothy and her family.
I remember at the beginning.
Because an owl might eat her, so it's...
So she has to step out of her comfort zone to be able to do stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool.
At the beginning, I didn't want to read it because at the beginning it has this, like on the front cover, it has this picture of this old scary guy and his
eyebrows are glowing.
His eyebrows are glowing.
And he writes like this.
And he's like,
It's all mystical. But in the book,
like
it's not mystical magic stuff. It's actually like
It's
they
just
solve the
rats,
problem.
So what age do you think can handle it?
8 or 9.
I don't remember the wording. Maybe 10 plus.
No,
I read it when I was
probably
like 8.
like 7
I read it when
or
I was
8.
like 8,
Really?
and it was
They
easy.
probably could. The language isn't very hard at all.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about it?
Everything.
I really like at the end.
Yeah, that
Oh my
guy.
gosh, it's so beautiful.
That guy is
He's-
so cool.
It is
This
so
guy
sad.
Yeah,
saves
don't-
everyone.
yeah.
We're not going to give it away because it's so beautiful, but
It is like he's like the awesomest
he's
guy ever.
the most amazing guy in the book, and then he saves everyone, and it's great. And the end of the book is amazing, and they
But
all
sad at
live
the
happily
same
ever
time.
after and stuff.
Not all of them.
Well, yeah, some yeah, but
Her husband doesn't.
But Timothy doesn't die.
don't give away.
Wow.
Just kidding, he might die.
You know,
So-
everyone's so sick.
Okay,
He's
so yeah, this is the Secret of NIMH or Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of NIMH, whichever version you get, and it's by Robert C. O'Brien. So yeah, you should read it because it's really great.